My name is Leezel Tanglao, and I'm a Loyola alumni. I graduated in December of 2004. My major was English, and I had a minor in Asian Pacific American Studies. I am currently a journalist by trade. I've been a journalist the last 17 years, and I'm actually starting a new position at Red Ventures, which is the parent company of the Point Sky and Lonely Planet. And I just recently wrapped up my time at HuffPost as their senior editor of membership and innovation. It's very similar to some of the last roles that I've had in some of the major companies that I've worked at in the last 5 years. I'm pretty much serving as a bridge person. And what I mean by that is, I'm a journalist. I, come from a world that was just built on editorial, telling stories. But in the last couple of years, I've worked very closely with product teams, engineering, design, the revenue side, marketing. So there's definitely an emerging group of journalists that are kind of in this gray space. And I've been able to really kind of carve my own niche in this space where I'm able to translate a lot of things on the editorial side, as well as, talking to folks that deal with data and how do we use that information to better serve our audience or readers. Journalism has definitely evolved since the time that I started really considering it as a serious career, especially when I was an undergrad at LMU. I mean, I would really credit the Loyolan actually as really the spark that really lit that fire for me in terms of telling stories, and not just about, my own community, but just stories that are important for people that are out there. It's evolved to the sense that technology has helped level the playing field in terms of publishing your own take, your own story. But I also think that there's not enough people out there to really understand how much work it takes to really, tell these more complicated stories or narratives, and really understanding that there's a lot that goes into even writing a 400 word report. You could be spending the whole day trying to chase down that source to make sure everything is factually correct. And especially in this age of misinformation and disinformation, it's even more important that, we really look at journalism as a whole, as a public service. Tayo in Tagalog, which is a main Philippine language, means us. So we like to say that Tayo is created for and powered by us. And essentially, it's a virtual help desk for the Filipino community, and it's targeting 3 sectors of the community we felt that was most vulnerable to COVID-19, which is our frontliners, which includes our medical professionals, as well as essential workers. It includes our senior citizens, and then lastly, the unemployed, which is very broad. It's not just the people that don't have a job, but also the people that are underemployed, gig workers, people that are switching jobs because of the pandemic. So we launched in October, and in the pilot city, which is Los Angeles, and our pilot just ended in December. And pretty much in the course of that whole time, we've been able to publish 500 Q&As, all with a volunteer team, minus our tech folks that built the platform. And that's both in English and in Filipino or Tagalog. And it's basically, think of it as a FAQ, but written in a very culturally tailored way. So a lot of stuff that you see on Tayo, it's not like it's proprietary. You can find this anywhere. But what's different about it is that we made sure that it was culturally tailored. So, it's this is how you would talk to your Lola or your grandmother about you shouldn't go out because of X. Because it's not enough to give people the facts and make sure it's actually accurate. You have to kind of present it in a way that's going to resonate. So there's not a lot of things that are out there that are that. vanity's sake, I think I definitely miss the bluff. Just the view from there. And it's weird, right? Because like we're in a time where we're all kind of stuck at home. And to even have some time for yourself and just walk out, even outside, and get some fresh air. I think, and to be honest, I don't do enough because I'm stuck on calls all day, for my job and all my side projects. So to exercise some of that kind of, agency in a very simple way is something I definitely miss while I was there at LMU, because that was one thing that, strikes you when you first start walking around campus, is just the campus itself, and just being around that surrounding and really being present. I think is not something you always get unless you really are intentional about it. And, taking that time, I think, is a good reminder of, there's a lot more to come, and it's not always going to be negative. It's not always going to be positive, but I mean, I think just being in the moment, I think is a good kind of exercise.